SportsCast with Jeremy Buckelew is proud to announce we are now officially powered by TEC. If their fiber optic internet service can handle everything we throw at it here in the studio, from videos to calls and live streams, you better believe they can handle your home or business too. If speed, stability, and service is important to you, you can count on TEC. Thanks, TEC. Now let's get to the show.
Hey everybody, happy Sunday and welcome to another episode of SportsCast. I am your host, Jeremy Buckelew. Glad to have you with us again this week. Got Kenna here back with me for this show. She missed last week because the table was just too full. But
yeah, I got booted.
That's all right. Got another full table tonight though, but made room for you this time. So
I appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. Before we get going, I do want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to TEC for the high-speed internet that they outfit the studio with each and every week. I've got it at the house. It works like a charm. And so give them a call if they're not in your area. They're on their way. So TEC is the way to go. And we appreciate them for everything they do here for us at the Brewer Street Mafia Studios. And then I also want to say thank you to the Peddler Advantage in circulation over 9 counties in West Tennessee and parts of Kentucky, I believe, for 40 years. And you can place your classified ad with the Peddler Advantage for $10. And so if you've got something that you need a classified for, go see them at 105 South Market Street in Paris, or you can give them a call at 731-644-9595. They are also generous enough to post the myparistv.com broadcast schedule each and every week, so you can find the lineups for the Mike Weatherford Show, the Tennessee Informer, and for our show each and every week in the Peddler Advantage as well. And don't forget, we are simulcasting both on Facebook and YouTube. So if one of those isn't working well for you, try the other one, My Paris TV YouTube page, or you can go to myparistv.com and find all the lineups for that. Going to finish up our spring sports episodes this week, and we are talking Henry County tennis. And so glad to have Coach Ed Gettys with us, along with Annie Grace Snow and Lee Perry. Guys, welcome to the studio. Glad to have you. Glad you could make it in on this Sunday evening. And Coach Gettys, we're going to start with you. We start each and every show with what's the best thing you saw this week, and so we'll let you go first with what's the best thing you saw this week.
Well, I guess the best thing, I went and watched Annie Grace win her basketball game against Dixon County to win the district championship.
I was counting, I think it's number 11 for the Lady Patriots that they won on, what was that, Monday night, Tuesday night? When was that?
Monday.
Monday night. And so, played a good game, and then now they're advancing through the regions. We started it Friday night with a big win over Northeast, who, bless their hearts, just struggled this year. I think they're 1-26 on the season after Monday night's game. That's a whole different topic of conversation on how a team that's 1-25 even qualifies for a region basketball game, but not their fault, I guess. But anyway, region starts tomorrow night at West Creek, or continues on tomorrow night with a semifinal at West Creek, where the Lady Patriots will take on Rossview, right?
Yes.
I think it's right. So, that was a good thing. I was blessed to get to broadcast that game and call it. And so they played well and just got to keep it going, right?
Yeah.
Annie Grace, what's the best thing you saw this week?
Well, I wasn't able to play Tuesday when they were having their match, but we did end up winning our team did. So just seeing my teammates, how they've improved over the past year. And even with the freshmen coming in, they played well for it to be their first match. So
a lot of folks don't realize how tennis works. I didn't know how tennis worked until Kenna started playing. And it's always good to get a win, but it's good to get a win, I guess, in convincing fashion. Is that the way to put it? No matter who you're playing, because that first match, you don't really know what to expect going out there. You just go out there and try to play the best you can. And, I guess that's what you do each and every week. But, got a win against Greenfield, and that's a good start to the season if you can always start out with a win, no matter who it's against.
I think it built a lot of confidence, too, for some of the players.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Annie Grace. Lee, best thing you saw this week?
I recently just got back from a DECA trip.
Nice.
So going to state and, we didn't really prepare him too much, so that was kind of sad.
So to the people out there, like, because some of the Case and them had a soccer game on Friday night, and some of the guys were just getting back from that. Explain to an idiot like me, like when you go to these DECA competitions, what are you doing? Like what did you participate in?
I personally did like a role play event. It's really just business related. It's like FBLA, if you've heard of that.
Yeah. It's
really just business and financing type of things related for competing. I did a role play, which means they give you a scenario and you have to role play that out and, like do like a business.
Yeah. So are you in like a room full of people or just the judges?
So I went with Miles Latta. Okay. He was my partner, and then we go against one judge, and she's rating on how we do.
Okay. Good. That's awesome. I didn't realize. There you go. I learned something tonight. Didn't know how all that worked. So
yeah.
And then several. I think you said we had one. Some people qualify for nationals, right?
They do
in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so
Ethan Peppers, Allie Welp. Yeah, I don't really remember who all went. Saul, Timmy, yeah.
Madison
Camperman, yeah.
All right.
On the tennis team.
Good. Well, I made that because, of course, Ethan is one of Case's buds and been over to the house before, and so. He's supposed to be getting me a Peppers hat, by the way. He always says that Peppers is going to sponsor the show and give me a truck to drive around. I am waiting for that as well. But no, that's exciting.
Kid says a lot.
I hate you. Like, listen, if you don't know Ethan, you need to meet him. You need to know him and meet him.
He's
but
crazy.
Anyway, enjoy Ethan's company, and Lee, that's awesome. Y'all did well, I guess. And
yeah, you could say that.
I mean,
you could say that.
You were there, right?
Yeah, we
and
went.
So you were there and gave it your best foot forward, and sometimes that's what you can do. So that's awesome. Kenna, best thing you saw this week?
I guess it'll just be the weather. The weather's been so good this weekend, and I was dog sitting, and I got to take Rue Harrison out and played a little tennis with her actually, and took Charlotte out to the tennis courts and tried to teach her a little bit. Okay. And then today, Riley and I got out on the courts because it was just so nice. So
Rue is a blue heeler, right?
Yeah, I think she's like a blue heeler Australian Shepherd mix.
Okay.
Something like that.
And then Charlotte, I saw Charlotte in church this morning. I asked her, I said, Charlotte, have you got that back or that forehand down perfect now? And she said, yeah. So
it's interesting.
You did a good job teaching her, Getty, because now she is teaching the little kids. And after one lesson, they've got their forehand down. So
we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Best thing I saw this week, I was going to say up until today, the best thing I saw this week was the soccer game on Friday night. Henry County went over to Crockett County and played a scrimmage game. And Crockett County is a really good team. They're a big team. They're physical. They look like their average age is about 30, but they're all allegedly high school kids. But just a really good game. Tied them 1-1. I think that Crockett County is kind of expected to go to the state championship, or play in the state level tournament at the end of the season. And so the fact that we went over to their place and were able to get a draw was really good. Our guys look good. A little bit of fear that may have lost one of our main role players, but we'll have to see how that turns out this week and go from there. But they played really well, and I said that was going to be the best thing I saw this week until I went to church this morning, and I think we just had a really good service at Maplewood this morning. And so
we did.
Best thing I saw was our church service this morning. So so if you're looking for somewhere to go to church, Maplewood Baptist, we'd love to have you out on 218 bypass. And but no, it was great this morning. And so I'm going to say that's the best thing I saw. All right. So like I said, talking spring sports. I love spring, but at the same time, I hate it because if it looks like I've been crying all day, I have not. My allergies this time of year are absolutely terrible. And like I said, I love the spring. I love the flowers, love the new growth and all that. But I hate allergies because I just can't hardly get outside and do anything. And yesterday I was outside working in the yard for a little bit, and I'm paying for it all last night and today. But that's how it goes. But yeah, so Henry County tennis coach. You've been, of course, like I said, you coached Kenna when she came through the program, but you've been coaching for this isn't your first couple years of coaching. You've been a tennis coach for how long?
I coached 10 years in Alabama, and I don't remember the exact year I'm here, but it's been several.
Okay.
Plus, I coached basketball for 40-something years.
Right. That's both Alabama and here.
Right.
As far as tennis goes, you had some guys and girls that were able to compete at the state level when you were in Alabama. Is that right?
Yes, I had 3 girls teams that finished 6th.
Okay.
They all finished 6th.
All right.
And we were one of the highest ranked schools that wasn't private. We had to play 1A through 5A down there, and the 5 schools ahead of us were always private schools.
Right. So number 1 public school tennis program. You could say that, right?
Yeah, for 1A through 5A.
Go.
That's all but the biggest schools, the 6As.
I would tell everybody that if they were asking. I'd be like, yeah, I was the number 1 public school in Alabama when I coached down there. But you've been here at Henry County for several years now, like you said, and we always talked about, and when Kendall was playing, we talked about this, but I think you have good teams, considering that for a lot of these kids, high school is the first time they're ever playing tennis.
That's correct. It would be better if they had a middle school, but it's just hard not many do it.
Right.
It's just not anybody really to play around here.
And I know that even with all the courts and stuff, they've converted a lot of them to pickleball courts now, which is a growing sport. But there's just I think it would help Henry County if we had some kind of just local tennis program for kids to get involved in early on.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that would really like it, but they never started.
Yeah,
I was one of them when I was in high school. A friend of mine taught me into playing one afternoon. He loved it. They had a court in their yard, but we went to public. He said, "Let's go play tennis." I thought, I've never played. I was 18. I was a senior. And I said, well, I'll go play. And I played it, and I loved it. My daddy was pretty good at it. That was what was kind of funny, but I always leaned to the team sports.
Okay.
And so I went home and told Dad, I want you to teach me how. And he did. He was the best coach I ever had.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Jack State, I was watching them play, and I thought, well, if I work real hard, maybe I could make the team. So I had another friend, and myself that went to Jacksonville, and we practiced every day for a year. And we made the team. We weren't in the top 6 the first year.
Right.
And then the second year, I made the top 6. The third year, we both made it. But we practiced almost every day for about 3 years while we were on the team.
But you actually played in college?
Yes, I played at Jack State. I played in the top 6 for 2 years.
Okay.
I was 6, then I was 2.
Wow. So you've been coaching, like you said, 10 years. Like, what's the biggest challenge that you face as a coach with high school tennis these days?
Well, tennis is a hard sport to coach because it's a lot harder in a group setting. Basketball, it's not hard to coach groups, all of them out there at once. But tennis works really better individually. And it's just they learn it so much faster one-on-one. And it's hard to do one-on-one with a lot of kids over the course of a year and find time for them, find time for you. But they improve so much faster when they do it that way.
Right. How many do you have this year? How many's on the team?
We have 7 boys and 8 girls. Okay.
So, yeah, it'd be next to impossible for you to get out there and work one-on-one the amount of time that you need to. Especially during the season. Yeah. Because you have a limited time that you can practice anyway to begin with officially. Now they can go out and hit and do whatever. But
the actual rules on tennis are pretty loose. Like you can practice tennis year round.
Okay.
But there's so many other sports involved, it's hard to do it because a lot of your tennis players play something else, like soccer or basketball or most of them play something. Sure. I've only got a couple that don't play something. And so it's hard to work it all out where they can practice a lot. And unfortunately, tennis is not a very easy sport to learn, to learn well. And it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of coaching. You have to have the techniques have to be good or it holds you back. So it's a very difficult sport, and it needs a lot of practice time.
Right.
And there's so much going on, it's hard to get that.
Yeah. Annie Grace, you're one of those two-sport athletes because we talked about you're winding down basketball, but hopefully not for another couple weeks, hopefully. But also play tennis. And so, as I know you hadn't got to, as you said, you hadn't got to go out there and really play a match yet with your squad, but what are you looking forward to most about the upcoming season? When you finally do get to go.
Last season, like I was one, so I played a lot of girls that were much better than me. Mm-hmm. But also along like with that, some of those girls were real nice. So like we've kind of connected over that. So I'm excited to see some of those same girls again this year. And then also to have a new doubles partner will be fun.
Right.
Just getting to know different people on the team. So
I know that when Kenna was playing, it's almost like you kind of mark the matches where like you know who you're going to be matched up against, and like I really want to beat this girl.
Yes.
And so it's kind of circled on your calendar, right? As far as Springfield is this week.
Riley and I were actually talking about that today. When Riley and I were partners, we played Kenwood, I want to say, and this girl, I served it. I called score. I served it. She was standing there ready, and I served it, and I hit a great serve. My serve was perfect. Well, she couldn't get to it, so she was like, I wasn't ready. And I was like, okay, well, I called score, so that's our point. And like, sometimes you get a little snippy with people if there's, like, I'm never going to be snippy first, but if you're snippy, I'll be snippy. And so me and Riley were reflecting on our tennis days today, and it was fun.
Because there's a few teams that they'll just call it out, even if it's like dead end. And so those are the teams I'm ready to play. Like, I'm ready to get my comeback on that.
That's like, to be honest, as a dad sitting there, that's what always got my blood boiling more than anything. It wasn't, love you to death, it wasn't when Kenna wasn't playing a great match. It was when she was playing really well and was getting the short end of some really good shots just because, and tennis is supposed to be this game with decorum and, a gentleman's game and all that kind of stuff. And there were times when I would, like, she had hit a shot and it was a beautiful shot right down the baseline or something, and the girl went out. I was like, Kenna, that ball was in by 6 inches. That's a good ball, Kenna. Good job. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for somebody to come over to me like, sir, you can't be doing that. I'm like, well, you can't make me stop. But I know that she always looked forward, because there were some girls that y'all enjoyed playing against and had a good time. I know that's part of it. Is it the same way for the boys, Lee? Like is this like you get to meet some of these guys? Or this is your first year playing?
I started last year, and for the boys, I think it's the difference between boys and girls. We don't really get a connection.
We're here to play a game, and I'm going to beat you at it and be done.
Yeah. I think tennis like really humbles you, though. Like, you have to humble yourself.
That's a good point.
And I just think, it builds character.
Well, tennis will humble you too, because no matter how good you are,
you're really.
There's days. Just like when you struggle.
It's just such a mental game, and people don't realize how mental of a game it is. So when you step out on that court and you had a bad day at school, it's going to reflect on that court. Yeah. And so that's where grace and patience.
And then you got jerks in the crowd.
Yeah.
You're like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
Why can't you hit a tennis ball?
I've never said, why can't you hit a tennis ball? Like, Getty and I have had some good conversations about you in the middle of matches.
Yeah, where I can hear you.
Well, we were just trying to motivate her, right?
Right.
But the whole mental aspect, it helps in other like areas of your life. Like in basketball, it's definitely helped me get out of my head while I'm on the basketball floor too. Because tennis, you just have to let it go. It's 1 point. Like 1 point can determine if you win or not. So.
Well, it's always the next shot though, right?
Yeah.
Like you play the shot. When it's done, you move on to the next. And same way in basketball. You shoot it, you don't make it, okay. Shooter's going to shoot. Go back down the floor and shoot it again if you're open. But, it's one of those deals that, like, I loved going out and watching. I was never a tennis fan. Like, I would turn on, Wimbledon or something like that when it was on. But, like, Kenna playing made me enjoy the sport and love the sport to the point where, like, all the majors now I watch, from the introductory rounds all the way through the finals when I can, and follow a lot of the tennis players just so I have their, like Twitter and stuff like that. But it seems like a quiet, I don't want to say it's not boring, but a lot of folks don't understand it and know what goes into it, right? Because there's a lot that goes into it.
I think it's one of the most difficult sports there is to play well.
Yeah.
The skill level is really high. The athleticism is high. There's a lot of movement, stamina. And like y'all been talking about, it's mental as it can be.
Right.
But it takes a lot of physical effort, and it takes a lot of skill to play the game well. A lot of people watch and say, that'd be easy. You can just knock that ball over the court, over that net pretty easy, but it's not. It is difficult. It's a hard game to learn.
Just talk, like, how do you get them ready mentally for what it takes?
I don't know. I don't know how good I am at that. But
what do you try to do? How about that?
That's a tough question to even answer because everybody's different. Some people get way more nervous than others, and actually, nerves is good.
Yeah.
If they tell me they're nervous, I've said to some, well, that means you're going to play well.
Yeah.
Because I know of a couple pros that I used to know that said they were nervous if they weren't nervous.
Yeah.
It's like they knew they weren't ready. But it's hard. It's a hard sport mentally to coach. It's probably the worst. I mean, I think it's easier to coach basketball from the mental part of it than it is tennis.
I was going to say, too, because a lot of times the way it works out, so we're fortunate here. We have 6 courts to play on. But, like, I say fortunate, but also it not that it works against us, because if we didn't have 6 courts to play on, we'd be out there till
Forever.
10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night trying to finish up a tennis match. But you've got 6 kids playing at the same time. And so it's really hard. Like if Annie Grace is struggling and somebody else is down here struggling, well, how are you going to get to both of them in time to calm them down? You know what I mean?
It's hard, and it's also hard to know what they want.
Sure.
Because some kids do better if you come watch them, and others do worse. They get nervous if you come over and sit and start paying a lot of attention, where others play way better.
Yeah.
I've had players before ask for me to come watch them because they were losing. And I've also had players say I'm making them nervous if I watch them.
Yeah.
So you don't really know which route to go a lot of times. And it can vary from game to game too.
Well, I know that, like, one lady sitting here, she liked to figure it out on her own. Like, she would get frustrated and she would say stuff, but she did not want not your advice. What she did not, like, she wanted to figure it out on her own. She wanted to go back through her fundamentals and know what she was doing wrong and fix it on herself, rather than Dad being like, hey, won't you try doing this? But, I mean, like you said, it's different, and it's knowing which one of those players needs that pep talk to, hey, let's do this, versus leave her alone, let them figure it out, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, when I played, I liked to be left alone. I was one of those that wanted to figure it out myself. Yet I've had some that would, as soon as they started losing, they'd send somebody to find me and want me to watch, and they would play better.
Okay.
But it does not work for every player.
Andy Grace,
does not.
What's your preference there? Do you like being told, here's what you're doing wrong, here's what you need to do to fix it, or do you want to just be like, let me get myself back on track and see if I can't figure this out?
I think it kind of depends, because like if we're playing a team that's not as good and I'm like tied with them or like losing and I know I could do better, then I want Getty over there telling me you need to do this. But like if I'm like playing the girl from Dixon, I mean, just don't talk to me because I'm trying to just get the ball over.
Doing my best.
I'm just trying. Yeah. So I think it just depends there. But I mean, Getty knows what he's talking about. So anytime.
I will say, first match, Kenna said, do you want me to come sit behind you? No, I'm good. I'd rather try and do it on my own.
I asked everybody. I was like, okay, if I see you're struggling, do you want me to come over there? And he was like, no. Okay. Sorry.
I'd rather be told after so we can work on it then. But during the match, I want to do my own thing.
Ellie made me laugh because she was like, I asked her, I was like, okay, Ellie, like, if you're struggling, do you want me to come over there? And she was like, yeah, come just say something to me. I was like, okay. And I went over there and she was like, I got it. And I was like, okay, you got it. Like, I believe in you. And it was just funny because she was like, yeah, come talk to me. And then I got over there and she's like, no, stop talking to me. And I was like, okay, you got it.
Well, and two, at the mental, we talked about the mental, but again, like you said, a lot of folks don't realize the physical aspect that it takes. I mean, you got to be in shape, right? Because you're running the whole time. But then, like, I know you dealt with a shoulder injury that kind of sidetracked your potential, because you got to where you were, you got to where you were afraid to serve it because you didn't want your shoulder to start hurting again.
Yeah.
And then your senior year, when the Rossview duo decided they were going to play doubles rather than in single in the district, I thought, this may be Kenna's chance to really advance through the district and compete for it. And then you tore your knee up and could barely walk and had to medically withdraw your first match. And so it's not just the mental aspect, but it takes a physical toll on your body as well. And, it's some of that stuff. There's just nothing you could, I think your knee was, you just planted wrong one time or something, right?
Yeah, we were at Kirkwood there, and there's courts were new, and there was a little dip in it.
That,
and I just stepped right in that dip, and my knee buckled, and it just hurt.
Yeah.
And that was a week before the tournament. That was same week before.
And then the shoulder tendonitis, because I think Getty would hopefully brag on you. I don't know if there were many days that she wasn't wanting to go play tennis at that point.
No, she wanted to play all the time.
Yeah, and that's what made you the tennis player you were. But at the same time, I don't know. It just sometimes you need a break.
I tweaked it serving or something, and I didn't tell Getty that, and I kept coming to practice to where I couldn't pick up a gallon of milk anymore, and I was like, I think my shoulders hurt. He was a little mad at me for that.
A little bit. But.
Yes. A lot of times it's better if you're hurt to say it immediately because you can get it to the point where it's beyond control.
Right.
With her, I think it got to the point. I know the doctors had trouble figuring out even what was wrong with it.
Right.
If I remember right.
Yeah. We had anti-inflammatories and pain medicine and everything else, and just I think the rest is what.
Yeah, and that steroid shot Griffin gave me that made I wanted to start crying as soon as he touched me. It was terrible.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot that goes into it that people just don't think about. And I mean, you're out there with, like I said, seven boys, 8 girls. You said is what you got this year, and so you're having to, not only you got Coach Annie Grace at the 1, but you also got to take care of 2 through 8 in case 8 has to come in and play at some point, and that's another thing that I was going to talk about. We're going to take a break real quick. Got to take a little 30-second commercial to hear from TEC, and then we'll come back and talk some more tennis as far as the 1 versus the 6 and what you see a lot of times in those programs. So y'all stay with us. We will be right back after this quick break from TEC. Be sure to join us next week when Ja'Kai Beard will be in studio with us. Ja'Kai plays football and basketball for Henry County. He used to run some track. I don't know if he's running track this year or not. We'll find out next week, though. But Ja'Kai's gotten several D1 offers for football. Vanderbilt and Tennessee and some other programs are interested in him. And so looking forward to that. If you've listened to me broadcast a basketball game, I'm a huge Ja'Kai fan, but I'm a huge fan of all of our kids. But Ja'Kai will be in the studio next week to talk about those offers he's got. And he's just a sophomore, so he hasn't been on any official visits yet. But to see kind of where his mind is with all of that, and spring football practice is or they're participating right now, but of course he's still in basketball. And so, like I said, we'll talk about all that with Ja'Kai next week when he's in the studio. That's next Sunday at 7:30. Don't want to miss that. And then Mike Weatherford show this week has a really interesting story. He'll have special guest Teresa Carter, and Teresa Carter was switched at birth. And so she's going to be on the Mike Weatherford show to talk about that and her life experiences and everything that goes with that from after finding out that, I can't imagine what just all that entails. But she'll be here Tuesday, March the 3rd at 7 o'clock. That's on the Mike Weatherford show. So be sure to check that out this Tuesday. It's going to be a great episode, as Mike always has it. And then on the Tennessee Informer, Dr. Joe Sansone will be the special guest tomorrow night at 8:30. is mRNA a bioweapon? The new legal challenge is what they're going to be discussing. And so tune into that, another Kill Media production. That's on the Tennessee Informer's Facebook and on myparistv.com. In the YouTube channel for My Paris TV, as always. So back here in the studio with Coach Getty and Annie Grace Snow and Lee Perry and Kenna talking some Henry County tennis. Season got started this past week. Another thing with tennis is y'all are so much at the mercy of the weather. And I'll say this, I was going to say this at the beginning of the show, Getty, like, I don't care. Like, you are our official weather person. Like, right. If Getty says it, it's happening. And Kenna has conditioned us to that, to where, like, we were talking about the snowstorm. It's like, here's what Coach Getty says is going to happen, and sure enough, that's what happened. And so, like, you are more reliable than any meteorologist on any news channel we've ever seen. And so you are officially our new weatherman for the Buckelew household, so we know what's going on with the weather, because Ken was like, Getty says it's going to rain on Tuesday, and sure enough, it rains on Tuesday. And so how many years of just practice did it take to get to where you just know that?
It was funny, but I took an interest in weather when I was in elementary school.
All right.
And I read every book in the library about weather. And I've done all my projects in school, if the teacher would let me, and most of them did. I did every term paper, research paper, science project, math project, all were on weather.
Well, no wonder you're so good at it then.
And I subscribe to AccuWeather, and I also look at some others on the internet, and I look at all the computer models of weatherman.
Yeah.
I look at everything that's coming.
Well, and that's twofold, let's be honest, because not only tennis, but you are a huge, huge bass fisher.
Right.
Like you compete in tournaments. You've won several tournaments all over, like not just out of Kentucky Lake, but you go about everywhere and bass fish.
Right. I've won them on just about every Tennessee River Lake.
Yeah.
And I've even won a Bassmaster, which is pretty hard to win.
Sure. And what's the biggest prize, not monetarily, but like what's the best prize you ever won as winning one of those tournaments? Was it the boat? Was it the money that comes with it?
The most prestigious one was Bassmasters, because that was their pro tournament. Back in the day when they first started them, you could get on the waiting list. And if they ran out, if you fished in the last tournament, which Gunnersville was the last one, a lot of them would drop out because financially they were having trouble.
Sure.
And you could get in at the last minute. And I got in one of them and won it. And it had all the pros like Kevin Van Dam and Rick Clun, and all those guys were all the best pros you ever heard of fish were in that. It was highest level you can fish. And so I did win one. Nice. I finished fifth in another one of those. And then I've won several local BFLs like on Kentucky Lake, Wheeler Lake, Gunnersville, Weiss Lake. And I won regionals on Seminole, and I won a couple of next pro levels on Gunnersville, right. Toyota Series twice. So,
well,
yeah, I've had good luck with fishing.
Case he got into fishing a couple of years ago, and I always tell him, like, you need to reach out to Coach Getty and get him to teach you everything he knows about fishing, but probably ain't enough time for that. But
it is a humbling sport, just like tennis sometimes. Because I fished a BFL yesterday in Kentucky Lake, and I didn't catch fish.
Really?
So it doesn't matter how good you are. Sometimes you feel like you don't know anything.
I got you. I understand. Listen, when we were growing up, one of my favorite stories to tell people, when we were growing up, my brother had a boat because he was the opposite of me, and he probably had every penny he ever earned until he was about 30 years old. But he had a nice bass outfit, and we'd get up every Saturday morning at like 5 o'clock and head to Kentucky Lake and fish. And I think in those 2 years of getting up every Saturday going fishing, we caught maybe 3 fish. So we were not good fishermen, Getty. I could have used your advice back then.
Sometimes it doesn't matter. You can have all the skill in the world and you still can't catch one.
Well, we went casting a lot. We didn't do just a whole lot of fishing. It doesn't feel like, but back to tennis, I guess. I was going to talk about the fact that you try to have a team that's pretty consistent from 1 to 6. That's your goal anyway.
Well, the better you are down the line, the stronger your team's going to play.
Right.
It's just always been that way.
And so So to the folks that are at home watching, explain how tennis works. So, like, Annie Grace, you're the one, right? How do you get to be the one? Lee, you're the one. How do you get to be the one? So explain that to the folks who are watching.
Well, last year there was only 3 boys on the team, so really had to work my way down there and just, I don't know, kind of just swing, hope for the best, get it over the net, and hopefully win. So
you play challenge matches, right? Where, like, how do y'all set those up to even get started?
Well,
I guess from watching practice, you have a pretty good idea of who can hit a tennis ball well and who can't.
What we usually do, especially if it's a new group, is play a round robin and they play everybody.
Okay.
And then the one that won the most will be one.
Okay.
The one that the next is 2 and on down the line. And then you got them in a challenge order, like 1 through 8 if you got 8 players. So your 8, if they're not satisfied, they can play 7 and try to move up.
Right.
The one thing I like about tennis, they decide. The players decide where they play. I don't.
Yeah.
All I do is have them challenge. So when Annie Grace has won, or at least won, they beat everybody else.
Okay.
And so the one has won the most matches against their teammates.
Right. So then when y'all play a match, the ones play the ones and on down the line. What I was going to say is a lot of times you run into a lot of teams that they're 1 or 2 maybe good tennis players.
They're usually way better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But 3 through 6 is just a huge fall off.
Normally, until you get to really high level.
Yeah.
But our strength, since I've been here, we've been better on the lower end.
Right.
And we've won matches against maybe better teams at the top by winning at the bottom.
Right.
But a lot of teams have a one that's gone to lessons all over the place and played tournaments everywhere. And some of them are really good. They're going to go play college, where the 6s don't play at that level.
Right.
So your one can be the best player on your team, which they are, and they may lose more matches because the competition they're playing against is unreal.
I remember my freshman year, I was 6, and so my sophomore year, I jumped all the way to 1, and just that jump was insane.
Right.
Like, the people I was playing when I was at 6, I was like, okay.
I love tennis.
I'm really not bad. But then last year, after I was losing match after match, and I'd finally get one, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But just to see that big jump, it's like the serves and just there's a whole bunch of different ways you can hit the ball. So it wasn't just like when I was at 6, they just hit a forehand and a backhand.
Right.
But where last year they'd do some drop shot, and I don't know how to get those. And so, I was running ragged trying to get everywhere. So just that difference and just from 1 to 6 is insane.
Yeah, it's even bigger for. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, sorry. And that's what people at home I feel like don't understand is you go into school the next day and it's, how'd your match go? Oh, I lost. Well, so-and-so won. It's like, well, so-and-so's playing somebody a whole lot less talented than I am. And that was something I ran into. And a lot of my mental, whenever I was playing was having to go into a certain class and hearing every guy in that class talk about how, oh, you lost again. I saw you lost again. And it's like, yeah, I did lost, but why don't you go meet me on the court and let's see how that goes.
You did that a couple times.
I did, and it was 8-0. And let's play again. Okay, 8-0.
The scoring, too, doesn't always, tell you how it actually went.
Yeah,
because we were playing the other day.
Annie Grace beats me every single time we play. Not even going to lie. She beats me every time. But the score doesn't always show how well I'm playing. We go to deuce just about every single time, and I'll lose that one. Mostly because I'm talking,
Okay.
Well, we've got a tennis match set up right outside here. We're going to get. Is it the same for the boys? Is it the jump is just crazy?
Yeah,
right?
last year I was 1, and I was not expecting being a freshman playing against a bunch of seniors.
Yeah,
and you're not really prepared for it.
No.
I remember there were times because you started your freshman year. You were the 3 or.
I was 5, 4 or 5. I
okay,
think.
well I knew that but. You had a great freshman year. I don't know that you lost a match.
No, I definitely not many, but yeah.
Your freshman year was really good.
Yeah.
And then your sophomore year and junior year, it gets tougher, and that's what people don't understand. I remember when you and Mary Kate were the 1 doubles team because it's the same way. So the 1 and 2, or I guess it just depends. Sometimes anyway, the doubles kind of works out the same way. You have your one team, your two team, but when y'all were playing those girls from Rossview, like we were happy if you got a point. I mean, they were that level.
That was me and Riley, but yeah.
Well, but even when, so
they left. That one girl moved
both
transferred.
They both play in college,
right?
Yeah.
But I remember just their serves
me
alone.
Me and Riley went to the tournament and we did good. Like we made it to the semis and lost to them, but they just the speed that they were playing at, and that was my freshman year,
right?
And if we got the ball like across the net, we were like, yes, let's go. Like, yes, that we got it.
But it's just such a different level of competition. It's not, because like on the basketball court, you may have one or two superstars.
Standouts,
and if you can stop him, then you can beat the team.
Yeah.
It's it's a little bit different in tennis in that they may have a great one or two, but just to your point, what you were just saying, they may have a great one or two that win, but if 3 through 6 can't win, they're going to lose the match, because they're just getting those 2 wins, and the whole match is based on overall score.
Right, and every point won is equal.
Right.
So our 6 1 point counts just as much as our 1.
Right.
So you have to win 5 out of 9 overall.
So 6 individual, 6 single matches, 3 doubles is what's played, right?
Last year, Scarlett and Channing, they're very consistent players. Like if you watch them, they were very consistent with their hitting. So they were really good at the bottom last year, but they're going to be moving up this year. And just how consistent they got last year, they're going to get stronger and be able to hit it faster. So they're going to win a lot this year, and it's just going to help even higher up.
But even that 3 doubles team, it was Harley and whoever she played with, like
Bailey.
They were kind of goofy and just out there having a good time, but they won. And so it really helped out at the end of the day when if Kenna and Riley struggled against Rossview, well, then you had those back ends to come in and get some wins that, again, you were able to win a match win the overall match because of just consistency down the line. You want to have as much consistency down the line as you can so that you don't have those huge fall-offs.
Right. I mean, that's what it is. You have to be good down the line to consistently win.
Yeah. Season got started this week against Greenfield. Supposed to play
Dixon on Thursday.
But questionable because of rain.
Well, Getty,
right?
what do you think?
Right now, it doesn't look good. I mean, if you look at all the models, but some of them are trying to weaken it a little bit. It's not absolutely for certain, but if I had to make a guess right now, I'd say it's going to rain it out.
Got to make up West Creek. That was supposed to be this last Thursday. But so as far as tennis goes, this is for I'll ask all of you because Getty may have a different response than y'all do. As far as tennis goes, who do y'all see as your biggest rival in tennis?
I don't know if I would say a rival, but I hate Northwest. They're cheaters. They cheat and cheat and cheat. And
allegedly.
And then their coaches come over behind your court and cheat and cheat and cheat.
Northwest was always a very intense matchup when.
Yeah. Because you never know how it's going to go.
Yeah. Lee, how about you? Do you, when you're out there playing, do you consider.
I don't know who we played, but there was one team that I remember. I feel like they cheated a little bit, a little rivalry there. But there's only one team, like Rossview. I do remember playing them. I don't remember many people we played, but I do remember playing Rossview in doubles for sure. And I want to go back and see how we are.
All right.
They split the district. It was, we did have like 12 or 13 teams in it. And Creekwood and Springfield and Montgomery Central have been moved down, and they're now at the next level down,
3A or something.
And we've had a lot of intense matches with Springfield,
right?
But they're all out of the whole thing. They're in a different classification.
So.
And then they split the district like basketball. It's basically the exact same thing. So now the district has 5 teams, and the other one I think has 4. I think that's how Northeast maybe got in there because it was only like 4 teams.
Right. That's exactly right.
So they have to be in there.
Yeah.
And so tennis is the same way. And so it's going to be a lot easier to qualify to play on the team part of it. Like last year, you had to be in the top 4. Well, this year, the top 4 out of 5 is a different game.
Yeah.
So it's going to be easier to play in the team, and the district overall is weaker. You've had the teams that went out, all 3 of them were decent. Springfield won it, I think, last time, or were second, and they're out. And so now I would say Northwest or Dixon County is our biggest competition in the district, and I think they're fairly even. I don't know exactly what they have. The Dixon coach said he lost some of his players, but he still got his best one.
Right.
And Northwest, I'm not sure. But last year, I think we played them 5-4. And so I think it's a 3-team race, probably.
Yeah. How does the schedule work out, too? Is it like football or is it like basketball? What I mean by that is, so, for instance, y'all would go to Dixon. Does Dixon, now that there's only 4 teams in there, 5 teams in the district, playing home and away series now as far as the district?
It's just like basketball.
All right, because before it was like football, and you either went to them or
right.
but that, again, like you said, when losing 3 teams, that'll change
I think
that.
we had 13 teams last year, so you can't play home and away with 13. But with 5 total, you're playing 4 games for those people twice. That's 8 games.
Okay.
And so we picked up a few extra games against other teams. Now, we're playing home and away with Clarksville this year.
Okay.
But Rossview was already booked up when I got my district schedule. I couldn't get them.
Yeah.
They may play us next year. But it's a little different. But, it's going to be whoever's got the best record will be seed 1. And so it'll be 1 against 4, 2 against 3 in the district.
Okay.
And then you have to win it to go on as a team, but you'll play the winner between Clarksville, Rossview, and the other 2 teams over at Kirkwood and whoever the other one is. I can't remember. Northeast.
Northeast, yeah.
All right, you'll play the winner of that. So what you're doing now, the region has become our old district.
Okay.
So now the competition level is a little bit overall lower because we used to match up and go play those teams over around Nashville.
Like Beach and Hendersonville.
Now
and
we don't.
Guys. Yeah.
And if we go on, we go south, I believe.
Okay.
And the overall competition level in the sectionals not quite as high as it was.
Wow.
Mount Juliet and all those teams, Hendersonville, they had a lot of those kids that could take lessons in Nashville.
Right.
And south of here, it's a little more like us.
Okay.
So now the state's a whole different ball game, but
yeah,
but the chance of going somewhere competition-wise overall is better.
Okay. Annie Grace, as far as the rivalry, did you who's your, in your mind, tennis goes, who's your biggest rival?
I'd probably say Rossview. I
Okay.
just don't like a lot of those people.
Oh, well, all right.
Annie Grace
Wow.
doesn't like people.
I didn't know Annie Grace had a mean bone in her body to say something like that.
I just remember playing them last year and just, I don't know.
I will say they're not very
They're
nice.
not nice. And
Yeah.
I really,
Okay, that makes sense.
it's just like, you can be good and be mean, but they weren't really that good and they were mean.
So who else? All right, so let's talk real quick. Who else is on the team? So you're the one. Who are the other ladies on the team?
Oh goodness, Madison Camperman. She's our she's one right
She's
now.
2. Well, she'll be 2
If
so
Annie Grace,
nothing changes.
yeah.
She's 1 right now.
Channing Michael,
Scarlett
Meadows,
Slate Trout,
Oakley McClure,
Ellie Hamlin.
and Ellie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then for the boys,
And they're all returning
goodness.
except for Slate and Oakley. So
They're freshmen, right?
yeah,
They're-
yeah.
they're not
Ellie
first-
Ellie didn't play last year, but
she played her freshman
first-
year. Yeah.
Okay.
Lee is 1. Jackson Camperman, Miles, James Gallimore, Evan Harrison,
Ryder,
Roberts.
Jacob.
Yeah, and I don't know how to say his last name.
I don't either.
Yeah, you know. I think, is that everybody?
I hope so.
That sounds
Yeah,
right.
I hope so.
Is that 7?
I don't know.
One good thing is we don't have a senior, I don't think, do we?
Oh, that's
No.
great.
Yeah, I
Oh, that
think
is
so.
really good.
Yeah. I think you're going to ask, about them, right?
I was.
Yeah.
So-
So I would say, like Annie Grace said earlier, Scarlett and Channing are very consistent players. Just they're going to hit the ball back to you, and they're going to get to the balls. Ellie's just an athlete.
She likes playing at the net. She's good at the net.
She's good. She's tall. She works well with others. I mean, they all do, but I feel like Ellie's a good teammate. And Madison's very strong. She practices a lot. Yeah.
She can really hit it. She's slim, but she's got a lot of punch.
Right.
Yeah.
Slate, wouldn't you say she'll be pretty good if she just keeps working at it?
Yeah,
I mean,
Slate
it's hard in
definitely.
your freshman year.
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to learn how to get fundamentals.
Yeah.
Slate and
said,
Oakley both. They just they're brand new.
Probably first time they swung a tennis racket.
Yeah.
But Slate did win on Tuesday.
Oakley did too.
Yeah, Oakley did. Okay.
Yeah, and so young girls, but excited to see where they go the next.
Then the same for the boys, I guess.
So Jackson and Lee are the only returning, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And
everyone
else
like their first
joined
time.
like last week.
We got a lot of beginners. They're just learning.
Well, listen, 7 boys. I remember you used to have to beg boys to come play. And
it was funny, though. When I first came here, we had a really good boys team.
Yeah.
They won the district.
Right, I remember.
And they were competitive on to those really good teams.
Yeah.
But a lot of them were seniors, but the ones that were coming back were still going to be good, but the COVID got us.
Oh.
And we only played one match that year, and I had a good girls and boys team that year. We had a chance to win the district or be second in both of them, and never got to play
it.
I had one girl that I worked with all summer. She wanted to be on top 6 really bad, and she didn't get to play. And she was a senior. So.
Yeah. It's a missed opportunity because it's heartbreaking. But
it was, and everybody reacted to the COVID. Nobody really knew about it. So everybody just dropped. They just dropped the whole state. Dropped everything, and so they didn't get to play. And that was going to be our best tennis year overall. And we lost it. And then when they came back, a lot of those boys graduated, and we never got as many wanted to come out after that. Next year.
I remembered it was always a struggle. Like you had plenty of girls. You always had plenty of girls, but really struggled to find boys. So I'm glad to hear that
there were only 3 boys.
Yeah, so I'm glad to hear that there's actual that a whole team that's not got a senior on it, because that means that you get something to build off of and go from there. But and then too, Getty, I don't want to pat Ken on the back too much, but like you really haven't had, like you've been doing it by yourself for most of the time. And so Ken, while not officially an assistant coach, it must be nice to have somebody to help out.
We're trying to work on that a little
bit. Just got some paperwork to get done or something, right?
I think it'll be done at some point. It just takes a little while.
Yeah. So,
but she's been a really good help, and I know she knows how to teach it the way I do.
Right.
Because she was a really good learner when she was playing. So I've got confidence that I can send somebody down there and she can teach them how to hit that forehand or backhand the way I taught it.
Yeah.
And I always researched everything tremendously. And I feel like we're teaching the right methods, and she's good at it. She works good with the players, and she's very loyal, and I appreciate loyalty.
Well, it's funny because, it's just one of those things that just worked out. You know what I mean? Like, she had no interest in tennis that I knew of whatsoever. But I think you talked to her one day and was like, hey, why don't you play tennis? And lo and behold, she enjoyed it. She was halfway good at it and is still pretty good at it. Now, she hadn't played me yet this year. And so
let's see, what time is it? You don't have to be at work till what time tomorrow?
I did something to my side over here. I don't know if I could, but I mean, you got a good squad that you're building a good foundation on, and then having a helper this year. Well, I'm excited about what potential they have as far as a team, not only this year but going forward and building the program to what it once was. When you were first here, and just get some interest back in it. I think it's the big thing. And
we've always had girl interest. We just went through that one little spell where for some reason boys want interest, but it's not just us.
Sure.
Springfield last year, and their coach is a USPTR pro, and he didn't have any boys last year, and he won. He was first or second the year before.
Wow.
He didn't break a single boy. And he said they can't get, all of a sudden they're having trouble getting boys to play. And Rossville and Clarksville told me the same thing. But I think maybe it's better this year. But it's a great sport. And like Ken, there's a lot of kids out there, if they ever played it, if they ever started it, they'd love it.
Right.
Like I never knew anything about it. If that one boy hadn't asked me, I'd have never played it.
Yeah. Well, and like, it's just one of those things that, like, I'm the same way. Like, I had never played. Like, we used to go just kind of piddle, but then when she learned how to hit a tennis ball, she was kind of able to teach me how to hit a tennis ball. And so I think we have a good time getting out and playing. We're pretty competitive. We go back and forth a lot. She usually ends up winning. But it's just enjoyable to get out there and be able to do it. It's something you can do. Another thing, you've talked about this before, is you never really get too old to play. I mean,
you right now can go play USTA tournaments at age 70.
Right. And so it's a lifelong something. It's not like, I mean, y'all know me, I love football, but it's not like a football to where a lot of these kids, when their senior season ends, they're done playing football. If you learn to play tennis, you can play tennis the rest of your life.
It's also better for you than pickleball because you're running more.
Yeah.
I get that pickleball's on the rise, and that might be controversial, but
more pickleball players get hurt than tennis players, though.
Tennis helps your pickleball playing too. I
well,
will
there
say.
you go.
So
but
join
even
tennis
just
and get better at pickleball.
even just the more running, you're running more, you're getting into more shape because the court is almost double the size.
The average, if you play tennis later in life, your lifespan goes up several years.
Yeah.
There's something about the sport itself that really helps you physically.
Yeah. Any last words before we call it a night?
I'd say come out and watch these kids
that's
play
a great
tennis.
thing. Yes.
There's not a lot of people, because people don't know about tennis. They're not just like, oh, there's a tennis match, let's go watch. But even if you know nothing about tennis, I would say come watch these kids, come support. I know when I was playing and I would have past teachers come, it would just mean the world to me because I know that they don't know anything about it, but they still came out. And it also is motivation to play better. And so come out, invite your old teachers out, invite people, but the community should come out and watch. Bring your lawn chair, come sit on the back. And
I was going to say, bring a chair, but there's rarely ever just a tennis match going on. Like sometimes there is, but like there's no reason, because y'all try to start about 4:00 usually. Now some schools can't get there till 6:30 or so, but typically y'all try to start at 4. And so like plan on making an afternoon of it. Come out, watch the tennis matches, and then go watch the soccer game or the baseball, whatever. But come out and support these guys. It doesn't cost anything.
No,
like you can come out there and sit and watch, and you learn something. You get to support the kids. Like you said, I think it makes a world of difference when you have folks just come out and watch what you've been practicing for, right?
I know one game last year, like I had 5 friends, like 5 different people, and they all came. And, I wanted to smack the ball extra hard that game. And so, we played good when they were there. And, just that support, it really does mean the world.
Well, it's that motivation, too, because, like, same thing. Like, you don't want to have to walk into the school the next day and be like, I watched you play tennis yesterday. Way to go. You know what I mean? Like, it's that motivation to kick it up to that next level. And, like I said, it's at the high school. Come out, bring your lawn chair. If it's too cool, sit in the sun. If it's a good warm day like we get late in the spring, then sit back here in the shade tree under those pines and watch some tennis. And you'll be glad you did. That's the thing about it, is it's worth coming out and supporting. And it doesn't cost a daggum thing to do it. So anything else? Lee, glad to have you. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it. I've got marked on the calendar the days that we don't have a soccer game that's away, and so I'll be out there watching some, and look forward to seeing y'all play. So, anything else, Coach?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, so the next match is supposed to be Thursday at Dixon. Do you know when your next home match is, by any chance?
I think the 9th maybe. Is that a home game? I have it
I
on mine.
I really hadn't looked lately, but the way they had the original schedule set up, it's probably Kenwood.
Okay.
I'm not positive.
It's against O'Brien County on the 9th.
Oh, that's right. I had that one in there. I forgot about that.
So March the 9th.
I was thinking district.
Well, March 9th, 4 o'clock, be at the high school to support Henry County tennis. And so, yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Okay. Guys, appreciate y'all coming in. As always, again, I can't say to get out and support these programs because they work hard. It's not just something you wake up and do. They put in the practice and the hours to get better at it. Coach Gettys spends, I don't know how many times we have driven by the high school and his truck has been up there. Sometimes it's got the boat hooked up to it because he came in off the lake to go teach a tennis lesson. Well, and I don't know, I'll say this too, to your credit, I don't know that there was ever one time that Kenna texted you and said, Coach, I'd like to go hit some balls. And you was like, I'm sorry, I can't.
Nope.
And so not one single time. And so they put in the time and effort, get out and support them and show up. And you can't be loud, but you can be there. It is tennis, but be there to support them because they see you and they notice it and it makes a difference in the world. So, guys, again, best of luck this season. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait to come watch y'all. Don't forget, next week we'll have Ja'Kai Beard on the show to talk about some of the offers he's got rolling in his career so far as a Henry County Patriot in football and basketball and other stuff. But that'll be next Sunday night. Do want to say thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to TEC and the Peddler Advantage. Thank you to Nathan Eaton at Eaton Construction, who's doing a great job on our house.
Yeah, you need some pictures.
I do need some pictures. If you're driving up and down Dunlap Street, you can see the work that Nathan's doing on our house. And thanks to Philip Massey at Shelter Insurance. We appreciate his sponsorship of the show. I want to say thanks to Scott Norwood in the back. He kept us on air all night long, and he's here every week to make sure that everything runs flawlessly. And Kevin's not with us tonight, but Kevin Keel as well does a great job producing the show. And so thank you to those guys. We will see you next week. As always,
take care of yourselves and others.
See y'all next week. Thanks, guys.